This week on Dean Partridge's Canadian Whitetail.
Now we're in Wyoming, right up in the northeast corner, right by Devil's Tower with Trophy Ridge Outfitters. We're pumped. First night in the bail blind. Let's get in there and hunker in. I never in my life seen as many deer in an afternoon sit as we did here.
Well, we're fortunate to live in Saskatchewan, which is arguably one of the best areas in North America for whitetails. But with that said, there's also a lot of other areas in North America that provide excellent opportunities for trophy deer. And there's nothing we enjoy more than getting packed up to head out on a road trip to hunt whitetails in a different environment, in a different setting that we're not used to. And that's exactly what we're doing on this week's show. Jason Peterson's heading south to Wyoming to hunt with Ralph and Lenora Danteman of Trophy Ridge Outfitters. After the 12-hour drive south, Jason arrives at Trophy Ridge Outfitters on time for a good night's rest, before getting up in the morning to take a few shots with his Excalibur crossbow and head out for day one.
She is dead on. And what we got here is we got alfalfa field here, we got a wheat field here, and they're gonna funnel out all these fingers, he says. We're way up high, just behind that hill, about 4 miles is Devil's Tower. This is some of the most beautiful country in the States. It's, you know, we've got these big pine trees and rolling hills, big draws. For me, just hunting different areas of North America for whitetails is something pretty special. First night in the bail blind. Let's get in there and hunker in and see if we can see some deer.
Welcome back. We joined Jason in Wyoming, just getting ready and settled for day one with Trophy Ridge Outfitters.
We got deer pouring out of every little crack and crevice in this alfalfa field now. It's gonna be a good evening.
Deer movement starts nearly immediately, including this gorgeous young up-and-comer buck. But little did Jason know just how quickly he'd see his first mature shooter class Wyoming deer.
Bucks are kind of moving out this way, and that one looks darn good, but he's still about 300 yards away, so hopefully they move past us here. We'll see.
It doesn't take long and Jason's covered up with great-looking deer.
We're busy looking at this big 5x5 with 10-pointer over here. I look back and there's this 8-pointer. He's actually a 9, 5x4, heavier. Just come out of this draw. We didn't even see him coming. Holy. I like this spot. It's pretty cool. It's a nice looking deer. Big brows. Heavy. do? What does a guy do? Big frame. We had just a gorgeous, he's out in the field here, 5x5 10-pointer. And then we had another 9 5x4 heavy come by, then another 9, and now we got this 8 4x4 here, just a super frame. But what does a guy do? I mean, I don't know, we'll see. That's a big frame deer, that one.
With the big 5x5 out of range, it being just the first day, Jason decides to hold steady and wait.
Nice deer. Might have messed up right there. Probably if I wouldn't have seen that big deer, because they both look about the same age, that big 8 might have got her, but sun's setting, and just a great first afternoon, evening in the blind here in Wyoming.
Again on day 2, Jason heads out for the afternoon, hoping for another encounter with the big 5x5.
I've never in my life seen as many whitetails, and let alone whitetail bucks, in one evening of sitting, one afternoon, one evening, as last night here. It's unbelievable.
Again, shortly after getting settled, the deer begin to arrive.
That deer pretty much put his head right in the blind. That was nuts. He was sniffing the blind right there.
Shortly after his encounter with the curious young fellow, Jason looks out to see the big 5x5 entering the field.
We got the big 5x5 10-pointer that come out almost in the same spot there yesterday. He's definitely mature. We showed Ralph the footage.
With plenty of daylight left, Jason just plain loses to the distance game, with the big fella passing well out of range.
Well, one of our target bucks that Ralph had on camera coming out this corner walked right across the alfalfa for the second day in a row out to this side of the field. And he's gone.
Jason heads back to the lodge for a great meal and some good company. With the deer beginning to move into the field shortly after getting settled, Jason looks up, and just like clockwork, the big 5x5 is right on time.
I've never actually seen a whitetail almost to the minute 3 days in a row. It was 5:55 the first day, 6:01 yesterday, 6:05 today. That's unbelievable. 37 yards he entered the field. Oh my God, that deer's gonna kill me. It's kind of frustrating, but that's why we deer hunt, I guess.
Again, well out of range, Jason is forced to just watch and think of a new game plan for day 4, his last day in Wyoming.
Our big target deer went down the same path as he's went the last 3 evenings at almost the same time to the minute. So we're gonna try to make a plan for the last day and see if we can set up, try to intercept him out in the field there somehow, way, shape, or form.
Welcome to this week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment. Locate, learn, set up, hunt. Brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong. The range is super long.
A lot of folks ask when is the best time to check their trail camera and how often as to not bother the deer. The truth is you're going to bother the deer anytime that you go into their habitat. The key is to minimize that impact and to keep a routine. We check our cameras once a week almost exclusively between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., the time of the day where there's the least movement. If you want to check more often you can, although I've never seen the need to. The biggest thing is to not go and check those trail cameras and bother the deer during prime time. Rather try to create a routine where you go back the same day and time each week. Whitetails are ultra adaptive and this will all create less disturbance. And that's your Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment for the week.
This week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment has been brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants.
Well, here's the scoop. We're back. We sat this blind 3 nights now, 3 evenings, afternoon evenings. We had a big 5x5, big 10-pointer, little kickers off his 2s. And every night at 6 o'clock, he comes out here. We're gonna take this bail blind. We're gonna put it out there about 70 yards in hopes of intercepting that big deer. If I was a betting man, I would bet they're gonna freak right out because they're whitetails. But you never know. It blends in pretty good, so let's try it.
Hoping the blind blends in enough, Jason gets settled into his new location.
So I don't know if this blind is gonna mess them all up tonight or what's really gonna go on, but tonight this little machine is gonna play a very important role in us getting that buck or not, because there's a lot of deer that come from funnel behind us. So it's a shot in the dark, but it's the last day. We're pulling out all the stops. We're gonna shoot this deer tonight. Big buck. I think it's our buck. Just stepped out right by that shiny tree. Yeah, it is. For sure.
The big 5x5 now in the field, Jason is left to hope that he passes by the same location that he did the previous 3 days, now that Jason's in his new spot.
Got deer all the way around us. Oh, that's nice to see.
Now with the big 5x5 just within range, Jason gets ready to take his shot.
The shot is a little bit low, a little bit back. He just walked out there and bedded down. So we are not gonna do nothing. We're just gonna sit here and watch him. It looks like a liver hit. So, welcome to bow hunting.
After a long night, Jason and the group head out to look for his buck and are welcomed with a pleasing find upon getting to the field.
Well, here he is. It was a long, sleepless night, but we got a whole crew of guys together. I mean, I couldn't be more happy just to come out here and pick him up first thing this morning. It was a nice, cool night, so the meat will be fine. My first Wyoming whitetail, and man, oh man, just a fantastic Wyoming buck. We watched this deer for 3 evenings, afternoon evenings, come right across this alfalfa field. Finally, we decided, talking to Jim, our guide, and Ralph, the outfitter, if we could move the bail blind and see if we could intercept them on the last evening, and that we did. I never in my life seen as many deer in an afternoon sit as we did here. I mean, we seen, I don't know, I'm not even going to tell you. You just got to come and check it out for yourself. Hope to come back here again. It's a pretty special place. Turkeys, whitetails, mule deer, antelope, elk, they got everything. So just a fantastic place. Devil's Tower is right behind us in the skyline. Just a pretty special morning. I'd like to thank everybody for helping put this hunt together, and all the hard work from the guides and the outfitter. Unbelievable.
Well, congratulations to Jason on a fantastic buck. That deer is a trophy anywhere in North America. And I can't encourage people enough to get out of your home state or province to experience hunting deer in those different settings and different terrains than what you're used to. And if you're looking at Wyoming, Trophy Ridge Outfitters is a great place to start. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Canadian Whitetail.
For exclusive content, follow Dean and the team on Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter @WhitetailDean. For Canadian whitetail gear and apparel, visit CanadianHuntShop.com.